Hello folks, I'm Kyle T. Drifter and welcome to the Drifter Network. Today's video is quite different than anything you've seen on TDN so far. It is about our last minute trip to join the Freedom Convoy of truckers heading to Ottawa to protest the government's lockdowns and demanding an end to all mandates. For anybody new here, this channel is all about the drifter life, living an alternative lifestyle and having fun in the great outdoors. I've never been political with my content whatsoever. So when the mainstream media and our Prime Minister started calling this Freedom Convoy a fringe minority of racist, misogynist people with unacceptable views, it was clear that the coverage was going to be quite nasty. With that being said, this is the tale of two fishermen leaving our island home in New Brunswick to go to Ottawa for a first-hand account of what this convoy was all about. Day one of our trip began with the ferry, coming from Grand Manan Island to join up with the convoy in Lincoln, New Brunswick. So that's 3 spare jugs. We'll pick up another one. We're going to have lots of reserves here. Alright, we are unboxing our brand new Buddy heater. The convection heater takes too long to get going. For quick bursts of heat, you can't beat that thing. So we're just resorting the camper here, getting everything ready for the convoy. And trucks are rolling in now. With the camper all squared away, we helped some truckers deck out their rigs before the main Eastern convoy rolled in. Rigging up a flag here, we're getting all the trucks all pretty for the rip. We got the Drifter Mobile hauling heavy as per usual. We're working on our sign here. We haven't got very far at all. And this is us, folks. The convoy is on its way. After a quick walk around, we couldn't believe the amount of hospitality and support that was there for the convoy. Here we got more care packages. All kinds of people are helping out with this rally, this convoy, the biggest convoy in Canadian history. It's a beautiful thing to see. After a nice warm bowl of chili, it was time to check out the crowd and wait for the convoy. My friend Vinny and I had never been to a rally or protest before, but we were instantly blown away by the overwhelmingly positive vibes from the supporters and the feeling of hope, and that this Freedom Convoy might just be the push we need to get our lives back to normal. It wasn't long before the trucks arrived and we made a mad dash to get a glimpse of what this convoy to Ottawa might look like.
Woo!
Let them truckers roll, baby! Woo!
The convoy from the crowd's perspective was great, but from here on in, we would be experiencing it from behind the wheel all the way to Ottawa. As we were about to turn onto the highway to join the convoy for the first time, food was being delivered to our window.
Ottawa bound, thank you. Holy, what a donation!
All right, we'll give it out as we along the way.
Thank you. Thanks, boys.
For myself, H2, and we will get
Grand Falls, baby. Nice support.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, we got her.
We have arrived at Rivière de Loup. It is the last stop for tonight. There's this guy, he's hauling heavy with the boat. That's where we're going. The fuel station is currently out of all types of fuel. They're drained. Don't know if they're just genuinely out or if they're just shutting it down. Probably just used up. This place is pumping.
With the convoy slowly rolling in, we decided to check out the big rigs and give out some of the mountains of food we've been given along the way.
Truckers everywhere, baby! Rivière de Loup, Quebec! We're live at Rivière de Loup, Quebec. We're just giving away all these free baggies. They weren't letting truckers pull over in Lincoln, so they gave us a bunch of food, and we're passing it out to the truckers. So let's walk through the pack and see what we get. All good? All good, man. Truck's right full of pizza.
We gave away some of the food bags, but for the most part, the truckers seemed to be pretty stocked up with food donations as well. So with that, we settled into the camper for our first night on the road. The convoy was set to leave at 7 a.m. sharp.
Alrighty folks, the snow is coming down. All the truckers are on their way out since 7 this morning. It's been about 10 minutes of truckers rolling out, and all of us non-truckers slash not quite as big truckers, still truckers here, you know. We're going to be coming up the rear and letting the truckers lead the way and clear the road for us. Yeehaw! 7:30 in the morning, and the Quebecers are lined up on the Interpass.
and there are people behind me.
I'm just glad somebody did that for me.
Yes, sir.
Despite sleeping in the cold and getting started on the road without showers or breakfast, The crowds lined up by the hundreds in the snow and cold on a work and school day was enough to keep us fired up and humbled by the sheer numbers of people coming out to show their support for the convoy. In addition to the crowds at almost all of the overpasses, there were small crowds on foot, on snowmobiles, horses, and even tractors.
We got a tractor convoy, baby.
As the convoy rolled on, the snow stopped and the sun started shining. With the western part of the convoy already shattering the Guinness Book of World Records for longest convoy, along with the amazing thousands of people across Canada cheering along the way, it was clear that Canada had woken up from the 2 years of lockdowns and restrictions and was ready to live free once again. The police presence in Quebec was even heavier than usual, and they blocked off several of the exits that had food and hospitality stations set up for the convoy. Now, this may not have been closed to negatively affect the convoy, but with the government's obvious hateful views towards the convoy so far, nothing would surprise me. With some of the main exits being closed, we took a rural exit to fuel up, stretch our legs, and checked out this awesome piece of machinery before linking back up with the convoy to continue our journey west.
Convoy is lined up for kilometers, waiting to roll into Montreal. I should probably pull over too. This is the happening spot.
Rolling through the tunnel of Montreal, baby. Mousy! Mousy! Hey!
It is -17 and we're factoried up. This is the last stop for day 2 of our
Coming
convoy.
on the mic.
We are rolling into the Vankleek truck stop here, and there's all kinds of people here. All kinds of truckers.
The scene at Vankleek Farm was incredible. Hundreds of trucks and support vehicles, campfires, and of course, more food and drinks than you could shake a stick at.
Folks, they're still rolling in heavy.
After our coldest night in the camper so far, we were fired up and ready for the final leg of the journey to Ottawa.
Good morning, folks. We're here in Vankleek, Ontario. You can see a little better in the daytime. Just grabbed the free breakfast from the farmers here. All kinds of food in there. Check out this camper. It's
It's got like 1 million signatures for freedom on it. All kinds of signatures.
If you come across any hostility, walk away. Okay? Don't give aggression anymore. Send the message along.
With the safety meeting complete, I did one last walk around the farm to check out the fleet before our last 100 kilometers to Ottawa. Young supporters here getting the truckers all fired up. It's so cute. Our last leg of the convoy was very much like the first 2 days. Huge crowds, overwhelming positivity and generosity, emotions of people ranging from excited and jumping up and down to silently holding a sign in tears. The vibe I saw was unlike anything I've ever seen in my life. After 2 years, the real Canada of love, unity, and looking after each other was back. Arriving into Ottawa with a record-breaking convoy was a logistical nightmare. With police blocking exits and bumper-to-bumper traffic as far as the eye could see, we were stoked to land at a trucker support camp completely by chance, just a few kilometers walk from downtown Ottawa.
This is a parking spot. Woo! Yeah, baby!
Sites like these were all over Ottawa, filled to the brim with trucks and supporters who couldn't make it downtown. You won't see this in the media, as they were downplaying this convoy and misleading people from the very beginning. With the camper secured and Vinny and I dressed up in our lobster fishing gear, it was time to head down to Parliament and see what was in store. The scene that Saturday night in the typically sleepy city of Ottawa was electric. Instead of people showing up angry, hostile, and frustrated with the long 2 years of lockdowns and mandates, the city just turned into one giant party. Right away, the masks came off and the streets were full of music and dancing. There was all kinds of free food for anybody who wanted some. All over Ottawa, there were hugs, high fives, and gifts being given.
so much. I needed one of those.
And on top of all that was an overall feeling of hope, happiness, and love. That first weekend in Ottawa, we went all in on the hype and energy. We had a blast running down the long lines of vehicles, meeting new people, and entertaining the gridlock traffic and the folks preparing for their first cold night in Ottawa. By Monday, we were exhausted and decided to pace ourselves and focus on interviewing people and gathering footage for this video.
Oh, it's hard to stop. Oh my God. I'm gassed. We are here live on the Drifter Network, and we got a fella from Manitoba. What's your name, and how are you making out so far?
My name's Matt. I came from Manitoba to join this movement. Things been fucking amazing, actually.
A lot of love.
Lots of love. I've seen more love here in this time. I've been here in a few days since I joined the Convoy. We're about 3 hours away from Ottawa.
Yeah.
I've seen more love in that time than I've seen in the last 2 years.
Oh, same.
I've gotten more hugs. Just people just like, take the mask off, you see their face, see the smile, see the expression.
Feels like a normal society here again.
Yeah, and love brought it back together. And I don't care how hippie that sounds.
No.
This is psychedelic movement number 2.
It's what we need.
Yeah, love is what's gonna bring this shit back, man.
Right on. We appreciate what you're doing.
Yep.
It's all about the love, people.
All about
All the
love.
way from Manitoba.
It's gonna change the world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're in a big rig here. We got an Irishman.
That's right, yeah.
And we got a lady from Manitoba. Tell me, what do you guys think so far?
It's
Incredible.
It's serious. Yeah, hell of a buzz.
Have you seen any violence or anything so far?
No, we were here one night and there was a guy from London, Ontario, and he was saying that fucking never seen anything like it. Not one person arrested.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy, yeah.
That's incredible. So anything from being a truck downtown on the ground, anything that you guys could use, like anything that could be changed? Like, have you been able to get fuel or supplies or?
No, we've been pretty lucky so far. Like, we've been shower every day, getting coffee, getting tea, everything.
Showering?
We shower every day, like.
People are bringing.
Yeah, they bring the shower to us, like.
What? No.
No, like there's a hotel room there. We got a couple of hotel rooms. I even got inaugurated this morning. I became a Canadian citizen this morning.
No way!
Swear to
This
fuck,
morning?
Yeah, this morning.
Congratulations, man. Give me some of that. Fresh Canadian citizen here.
Just fucking. Yeah, I got a hotel room this morning for a couple of hours. Some lady, Rachel, good woman.
Good woman.
She helped us out, and we done a fucking Zoom call, and that's it. Canadian citizen. That's and I wouldn't mind back in Ireland. It's Bridget's Day, like pretty big fucking deal all around. So it's a good old fucking monumental moment, you know what I mean?
Oh, it is. And so, what's the worst thing you've seen about the pandemic? Like, what affected you the most? Was it the vaccine passport, or was it just like not being able to see people, or like what was
I'll
the
tell you a bit
worst?
then. I have a granny back in Ireland, and like we were the heart and soul of the house. Her son, which is my old man, and I have a couple of brothers here as well in Canada. And we were knee height. We were the heart and soul of the house, and there was an awful lot of activity around our place. And she's after kicking the bucket. She died there about a month ago.
And you couldn't visit?
We wanted to go home to the funeral. Couldn't go to the fucking funeral. So we're us sitting here like dickheads and couldn't go, and enough of this shit. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
crazy.
yeah, you know, like.
People want a vaccine and they want to wear a mask. That's cool.
Yeah.
Freedom of choice. That's all we're here for.
That's all we're here for. Yeah.
We're not saying, just
we're not
live your
against-
life
yeah,
the way you want.
We're not against the vaccine. We're not against it. What we're fucking definitely against is the mandate.
For sure.
We drove 30 hours here to get down here, and we're here fucking 3 or 4 days, and yeah, like freedom of choice and no mandate. Like, you know, once that comes in, like, there's no fucking hope.
We're here live on the Drifter Network, and we have Nada Gurgas here.
Nada Gurgas,
And
yes.
she's kind enough to tell us just how bad the lockdowns have been here in Quebec versus Ontario. We are right on the border of the two, and it's blowing my mind here. So
Yes.
we'll flip the camera over to Nada, and she's going to show us some things.
Quebec and Ontario are very different. In Quebec, right now, as of January 24th, I am not allowed to enter any store that is over 1,500 square feet. I'm only allowed to buy food and medication. That's it. I'm not allowed to buy a pencil. I'm not allowed to buy. I needed a phone charger.
What about
this morning.
toilet paper? Do they consider that?
No.
Wow.
You can only buy food and medication.
Food and medication
I
only.
had to get a phone charger this morning. I had to drive across the border to go to Ontario to buy a phone charger. So when I go to Quebec into the Walmart, I have to wait in this cage.
Wow.
While I stand in this cage surrounded by plexiglass, they have a health warden who comes and escorts me around the store to make sure that I only buy food and medication, okay? This started on January 24th in Quebec, Canada. We were being threatened with having a unvaccination tax, which was rescinded.
Today, but yeah, which was crazy.
I was under an 8 p.m. curfew for 4 months. I couldn't leave a kilometer away from my home. I was allowed to take my dog for a pee. The next curfew I was under was for 2 months, an 8 p.m. curfew, and I was not allowed to take my dog for a pee after 8 p.m. When they shut the border, I was stopped by police every single time I had to go to work. The people of Quebec are suffering. We're the most restricted province in all of Canada, and I live in Quebec, and I'll tell you this is the truth. We have been under an 8 p.m. curfew last year for 6 months. I called the SAQ. I said, why am I paying my car fees? I couldn't drive my car for half the year. They hung up on me.
Wow.
That's my story.
The generosity here in Ottawa never stopped. After interviewing Nada, she invited us to have a shower and food at her house in Gatineau, Quebec, about 15 minutes away. It had been a few days since we had a shower, so we decided to leave the province for a quick shower. So we're here at Nada's place, and she's got a nice, she's growing her own food here. We're gonna try some of these delicious tomatoes out. Good tomato? Thank you so much. Oh, it squirted everywhere. Feeling fresh from a shower and food, we crossed the river back to Ottawa to continue our interviews.
We're here live on the Drifter Network. This is one of the outer convoys, and we found friends and a nice warm fire here. So your name is Omar?
Omar, yes.
And you're originally from?
I live in Uxbridge, but my brother lives in Burlington. We come from Burlington, Ontario.
And you got two of you in the truck?
Two of us in the truck, yes.
And been here since how long?
Since we got here Friday morning.
And have you had everything you need around here?
Everything. We got all the food we want. We have plenty of food, more than we should have.
Yeah, crazy.
Now we have heat.
Yeah.
We've had so much food.
We have toilets. Yeah, it's been great.
And any violent, hateful people that you guys have seen so far?
Not one.
No, we haven't seen one. We've seen the flags on the media, but I haven't seen one.
No,
I think it was a quick in and
Unfortunately,
out.
I have seen aggressive people, but it was all unfortunately it was pro-vaccine.
Counter protesters.
Yeah, I was literally verbally attacked by a man who told me to fuck off home and to go get the shot and to shut up and go home and blah blah blah. Like, you obviously run into people like that, you know what I mean? But other than that, protesters and supporters have been nothing but positive.
For sure. You know? That's awesome, guys. Thanks for sharing. And should we get a convoy on 3? 1, 2, 3. Convoy!
Yes!
Freedom! We are here live on the Drifter Network. We got a new friend from Calgary. What's your name and where come from? How'd you get here?
My name's Val. I'm from Calgary. I came here with my wife and my little 2.5-year-old turning 3. We heard about Convoy, but we heard it late. Like, it was Thursday night at 11 o'clock. We're sitting at the kitchen table and I heard about Convoy coming in. Already passed through Calgary.
Okay.
And my wife's like, we gotta go. I'm like,
catch
oh yeah. 4 in the morning, packed our bags, gone to Jeep, drove 40 hours straight.
No
Not
way.
here, been on the street since then.
Sleeping in your car?
No, we booked the hotel.
Good.
We keep extending it.
For sure.
Because we're on our own dime. We're paying for it. And we're just trying to be here as long as we can. Spread the truth about what's happening. This is an amazing event.
For sure.
I was trying to lose faith in my country, man.
Same here.
It was slipping. It was slipping.
Demoralized, you know.
And then finally we woke up. And we did what Canadians do. We came here, we're all like, back on 2 feet without getting a hug, getting a smile, free food. It's amazing. People have so much love. They're underestimating how much we unite.
What's the craziest thing you've seen so far? The most positive? Like, is there a highlight so far?
Oh my god, there's so much you can't even like my little boy, he loves semi-trucks ironically.
Yeah.
So every trucker watching a big boy truckers bust into tears, watching little kids and going, this is for them.
For sure.
That's the point, and that's the most beautiful thing, man.
For sure. Well, thanks for coming down.
Hey,
and
thank you, guys.
Thanks for being on the Drifter Network.
All right, coast to coast.
Awesome. Have a good night, man.
Thank you.
Keep holding it down. We are here live on the Drifter Network on the streets of Ottawa, kind of just outside the main convoy. It's raining for the first time, which is good and bad. Things are warming up, so that's good for us people sleeping in our vehicles. Right? I'll take a little bit of rain over -25.
100%. It's beautiful tonight.
So where are you guys coming from?
You're from Ottawa.
Right here in Ottawa.
Here in Ottawa.
You guys are the locals, so not all the locals hate us.
He's actually from the United States.
I am
He's
from
the
South
US.
Georgia at the end of the day.
Cool.
But he lives here now. I'm born and raised in Ottawa.
Cool. What's been your highlight so far? Like, have you had any like crazy moments where you're like, oh man, this is wild? Like,
I mean, I think the craziest moment was when, over the span of about 15 minutes, I think I met 15 people who said I love you, and the positivity. Everybody is super kind, respectful. Almost never, actually, since I've been here, I haven't seen anything negative at all. Everyone's been inviting. Everyone's been, just friendly. Even if you don't share the exact same beliefs, everyone still loves each other and respects each other.
and that's how it should be, right? Like,
Exactly.
you don't have. There's all people on all ends of the spectrum. Like, I actually voted for Trudeau in the first election. So like,
Exactly.
don't call me.
Trust me, man. I'm on the same boat.
For sure, yeah.
But our eyes have been open, and that's the difference. And the difference is that this is, to me, it's like the biggest symbolism of freedom in a sense of we're out here trying to spread like love, and it's like it's your choice, really. It is. And,
totally. That's all we want.
It is, and it's
if you want this choice or that choice, and you like your mask or you like the vaccine, that's awesome.
Exactly.
But
And it's funny that it's coming from people who say it's your choice, but then when it comes down to it, they're like, it's not your choice.
Right.
And that's the thing that actually blows my mind, even about the whole. I'm not going to get into politics too much.
No.
But you know what I mean? It's one of those things. If you don't want to get vaccinated, don't. If that's what you feel that's best for you.
For sure.
And be respectful. Obviously, everyone is, and they're courteous. Like, people here are not. I'm not a one person come in my face, cough in my face, or anything like that.
No.
Disrespectful.
It's been pretty much all positive. We've seen the odd person that told us to go home, but that's just to be expected. Like,
Exactly.
Especially with how the media's playing.
Today there was an incident here a few hours ago, probably about noon. A girl came up here and ate this truck right here behind us.
No way.
And there was about 4 people to clean that truck up. He wasn't even in that truck.
And they cleaned it up. He wouldn't have even known. He wouldn't have even known that there was an egg that was thrown.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
That's what it's about.
Just passerbyers. That was it.
Right.
So.
Well, I'm just glad that we've been to the memorials and kind of showing people that, hey, they haven't been desecrated.
They've been getting
veterans here. We actually met a guy who was sleeping out there. Last night was his 3rd night in a row, just sleeping in a sleeping bag. Not homeless. He came from here from Alberta. Had a whole family. We did an interview with him. Pardon me?
See how much it means.
Right. Like, people don't want to be here. Like, we'd rather be just having our freedoms and living our lives. But like, this is what it's come to, that we have to drive from all over the place. We camp out in our trucks.
Amazing. Exactly.
Yeah. And now we have all the natives involved now too.
Yeah,
as well.
everybody, man.
Federation partners. So.
Sure.
Trudeau, unfortunately, now does not have a choice.
No, man, the word is getting out. But
it'll keep getting out. It's going to take a lot more than this, and for people to keep coming. If anyone sees this and you're not from here, come out honestly, or go locally even. Go from where you are. Protest nicely, calmly, but go get out there and talk.
See this and make sure there's lanes for all the innocent people coming through.
People need to get out. We try to get them out. You know, it's very.
That's the thing, yeah. So
we're not here for hate.
No, man, not at all.
Oh,
good to see some locals camping it out in the middle of it too, man.
Come on, man.
Friggin' awesome. Much respect.
Take care. Great to meet you, man.
Here we go. Yeah, good to meet you guys.
Cheers,
Take
guys.
care, dude.
Absolutely.
Bring it in.
Thanks,
Take care.
everyone.
See you later, guys.
Our last interview was at the War Memorial with a man named Jay, who after seeing the media run stories about the memorial being vandalized, decided to camp out for 3 nights to keep an eye on things.
So we are here with my brother Jay here from Alberta, and he's been sleeping out here. This is night 3.
Yeah.
So tell us what gave you the inspiration, the idea to originally do this.
I had kind of a intuition to come down here with my stuff after, you hear those random reports about, desecrating memorials, and all this overhyped bullshit, and I just wanted to make sure it didn't happen.
Again.
And being the person down here would be, okay, well, that guy was down here, even though there are a million cameras, they wouldn't show it if it did go bad. They'd be like, oh, none of the tape showed it. Right? We know that that's how they do it. So
are you a light sleeper?
I find it hard.
Would they be able to tiptoe past you?
Yeah, exactly. Probably if I.
It's got the reflexes of a cat, folks. Like we walked by, stepped on a little twig, and you just.
Whoop.
Yeah, right back.
On high alert. Yeah.
But it's been cold out here, folks. It's minus 15, minus 20. He's got an awesome parka, and but seriously, that's what people are doing here. They care about how the protests. They want everything to go smoothly here, and the few tiny little incidents that everybody's been focusing on is very deceiving to how the movement actually is and what everybody's doing down here. So
yeah, Kyle, just one more thing.
Yeah,
because this really isn't a protest. We like to use a freedom rally because it kind of
that's right.
Because the protest, the word protest kind of means that you're going against something that was already in place. But this came out of nowhere with no evidence or anything. This is just straight up calling out the bullshit. Let's get down to the truth. Freedom goes all the way down through.
Let's take the rights that were given on the Charter of Rights.
Exactly.
Because they've been taken away.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, thank you very much, Jay.
Thank you.
Bring it in, bud.
You're the best, buddy.
Have a great sleep tonight.
Thank you.
After a long day of interviews, it was time to cross the river and head back to our home base at the Trucker Support Camp.
I knew you were down there.
We were incredibly thankful to have found this camping spot. It was safe, friendly, there was food, bathrooms, and road hockey. We met all kinds of people here at the camp, but one of our favorites was Jason, an engineer, truck driver, and company owner from New York, USA. Jason's truck was about as fancy as they come, and he invited us over to check it out.
We're about to get a tour of a massive big rig here. It's got a shower in it. It's a beautiful, only 2 of them in Canada. We're about to go inside.
The kitchen and lounge area was great, but the shower was definitely the coolest part.
Okay, so here's some bougie water, and this is how we drink water in New York City because we're too fancy for Canadian water. Here we go. Ready? Here comes the bubbles. Because we don't drink normal water in the U.S.
And this is a luxury truck, 1 of 2 in Canada, am I right?
This is luxury truck, and this is how we roll.
See, for all you people thinking that there's just a bunch of dirt bags, like this is a nice setup here, folks. This is like a 4-star accommodation.
So here you go. Here's your fancy pants water.
We're drinking water here, folks. Like for all you people thinking this is just a drunken protest, we're actually having water here and having some good political discussions, trying to solve the world's problems, if I may. we are live on the Drifter Network. You're putting a new horn in, is that right?
Man, I burned out the factory horn. I went to Canadian Tire, got another one. Might have burned that out.
So is this your second horn? He's gone through 2 horns already, so my concerns were valid on the way up when my horn was going. So all right, let's try it out. Nothing? All right, must have hooked up the wrong wires or something. Okay, maybe horn number 3. So this convoy, we've seen all kinds of creativity, people doing art, souping up their rigs, and this is a new technology where you actually stick a pylon into the horn and it increases the decibels by like 72%. People are really figuring out ways to make their voices heard here, so I don't know. They're onto something here, that's all I can say.
During our time in Ottawa, we saw so much love, support, and of course, food.
Here we go. These boys are serving out free burgers for everybody. That was a delicious burger, man. You're a real chef. Chef Ramsay Jr. over here.
I gotta start yelling at you, man.
The support we received along this trip was incredible. From showers to wood-fired pizzas to homemade Indian tea from a small office in a parking garage.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
On our last day, we wanted to give back to the convoy and all the people who helped us out along the way. So we delivered coffee and donuts to the truckers and supporters still holding it down, sleeping in their vehicles in the cold. After 5 days in Ottawa, it was time for us to head back to our island home. Our goal coming into this thing was pretty simple. Join the convoy, make it to Ottawa, enjoy the adventure, and to film and gather footage to show the world what actually happened here. Our drive home to New Brunswick was bittersweet. On one hand, we had an epic adventure, met all kinds of amazing people, and mandates were being dropped all over Canada. On the other hand, thousands of people were still holding the line in Ottawa in the freezing cold, not backing down until all mandates were dropped. The government, in the end, abused its powers and showed us just how evil and dangerous they can be towards their very own citizens. Our 7-day, last-minute trip to Ottawa was one we will never forget. To be right in the middle of the action in this moment of Canadian history, meeting hundreds of people and witnessing a glimpse of what the world could be like if we all worked together and loved and supported each other instead of being divided by corrupt media and politicians. I would like to thank everyone for the support we received throughout this convoy. From the people cheering and supporting roadside, to the countless mums, aunts and grandmas and everyone else who provided amazing food and showed much love and kindness to us over this entire trip.